Michael had a couple of days to think back on the win over Watford. How did you assess the winning performance?
Obviously it was a great win for us. I think it was a little bit of an up and down game. Played well at times, not so good at other parts of the game, but I thought we showed some really good qualities with the goals we scored and the character that we kind of had to dig deep at 2-2 obviously, and the boys found a way to win, so I was delighted with the outcome of it. We just probably been in the position we were in, we made a little bit hard work of it, then maybe we should have.
And I know you're not wanting to get too high when you win, too low when you lose. We've spoken about that a number of times already this season. But do you feel as if things are starting to click? You're starting to build that bit of momentum?
In some ways. I think it was a good week for us. 3 wins was a really good week for us. Performances before that had made us believe that we had a good chance of doing that. So it didn't come as a surprise by any stretch. Doesn't mean that we've cracked it though, you know. It's what's next really is the important thing. It's 2 really tough games this week ahead of us, so we're not getting too carried away by any stretch. We can definitely take the positives, and we can take the performance, and we can take the kind of as I said, the character, the will to win that the boys have shown, and definitely try and build on that.
And I know you said that the players weren't too low even when you were going through a bit of a sticky patch. But have you noticed a difference just around the place, the atmosphere, the positivity? No,
not really, no. Only because it was fine before. We were all working towards something. We were all fully invested in it. The boys were certainly, in the attitude and the around the place. No one was feeling sorry for themselves, and we all believed that you keep doing the right things, it would turn for us. So. As I said though, it doesn't mean just because we've had a good week that's it. It's what happens next. So no one's getting carried away. It's certainly the confidence, and that little bit of extra winning games gives you an extra little spark. But in terms of around the place, it hasn't really changed an awful lot.
Josh Coburn obviously got the headlines at the weekend with that winner. Obviously a player that potentially could have moved on in the summer, gone out on loan. How pleased are you to see him come into the team and really stamp his authority on the position?
Yeah, pleased with Josh. He's probably had a bit of a frustrating couple of months really from coming back pre-season and coming in for a couple of weeks, then getting injured and working his way up of trying to get sharpness, trying to get fit, seeing what this season was going to bring, and the best decision for all of us in the end was for him to stay here, and definitely I think we're all really pleased that we made that decision, Josh included in that, and he's enjoying his football and developing really well. So encouraged to see what we can achieve next with Josh.
One player that I wanted to mention and highlight was Rav van den Berg, and how he's kind of come in at such a young age, and he seems to be one of those that almost goes under the radar but doesn't really put a foot wrong. How impressed have you been with how he's adapted to life in the Championship?
Yeah, Rav's done great. I think it's a whole new experience for him. It's a different type of football. It's totally different challenges to what he's maybe been used to, and credit to him, he's kind of embraced that, and that's why he's here, because he's wanted to go through that experience and test himself in that way, and he'll definitely be better for it. And as his career goes through, he's played right back for us, he's played at left back for us, he'll play at centre back at some point for us because that's his natural position, and he's just real down to earth, humble, kind of steady, solid, stable character, and obviously a fantastic potential in terms of football and ability. So credit to him for taking on the challenge and being here, and the way he's developed so far this season, playing in the different positions, will help him no end moving forward as well.
On to Cardiff next, a side that have started quite well in and around the playoff mix. What have you made of them so far?
Yeah, they're on a good run, really good run. Even the games they've lost have been really, really tight, and they're up towards the top of the table with a lot of points at this stage, and well organised, dangerous on the break, but dangerous anyway as a team. Got good threats throughout the team, and yeah, it's a really tough game. You know, they're confident. They've had some really good results in the last few weeks, so it'll be a good test for us.
How much do you know about Errol Bullitt and his kind of style of play?
Yeah, well, looking at Cardiff as a team, and you know, they try to play. They like to play through the pitch. They obviously Ramsey has been a big player for them, and not available at the moment, but in between the lines and playing through the pitch, and then they've got really good threats up the top. So yeah, as I said, it'll be a good challenge for us. We're looking forward to it.
And I had to check this because I couldn't quite believe it, but it's the first time he played under the lights this season at the Riverside. How much are you looking forward to that? Because it always seems to have that special atmosphere, doesn't it?
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's it does have a tinge of different feeling about it. Yeah, this is just the support we've had all season, and going in from last season has been fantastic. And hopefully we can put on a good performance and get the right result for the fans.
Fingers crossed. Lewis O'Brien, just wanted to ask you how he was getting on, because you weren't very kind of confident in the outlook at the weekend. Have you got any update on him?
No, we're waiting on scan results at the moment, so it's not looking too promising. But at this stage, I can't really give you anything specific. And it won't be too long. We're hoping for results today or tomorrow, so keep you posted.
How big a blow is that, given he's been so versatile for you at the start of the season, hasn't he?
Yeah, Lewis has came in and done fantastically well for us. Played in different positions, been integrated into the group really quickly, and he's a really good footballer. So of course it's a blow for us, but that's what as tough as it is on Lewis. I think the nature of the beast is we've got a squad for that reason, because people do have setbacks, players have setbacks. Unfortunately, we don't like to lose anybody, but it gives other boys an opportunity, and that's why we've got the squad we have, because we know that the season's going to throw things up with us, and we've got to deal with it the best as we can. But yeah, gutted for Lewis. We have to get him back as quick as we can.
And just finally, in terms of the rest of the squad, any other injuries? Anyone you're sweating on ahead of Cardiff?
Not in particular, really. A few knocks, niggles, bumps and bruises. A few boys who have played fair bit of football over the last couple of weeks, so we'll have to take a look on that and balance view and see who's fresh and ready to go.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Ciao.
Just off the back of that, Darragh, how was he?
Yeah, Darragh was ill over the weekend, so we're again just kind of assessing where he's at. Hopefully he'll be feeling a little bit better. Whether he's enough to get back involved, we'll have to wait and see.
When you obviously, at the moment, Josh is playing up front and Matt's playing as 10. Very different players to the two that were there in those roles in the second half of last season. How different do you kind of set up your side to attack because of how different they are? So in terms of the drills and stuff you're doing, is it still the same as it was last season?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's exactly the same as last season, but it's the same. We're not change. We don't change. I think we've got players in some ways. We're doubled up across the forward line really nicely, and not necessarily totally like for like. We've got Manu, we've got Josh. We're doubled up in terms of 2 nines that we see that can both play and both be effective. Slightly different, but it doesn't change the way we play as a team or how we set up or things that we're looking to do. We're still looking to play the same way and attack the same spaces and slightly different styles, but which is good to have the balance. They can all fit into the system, into the structure, but offer some different kind of strengths.
And just looking at Riley, it's in the last week or so, it's felt like he's been kind of right back to as good as he's probably been in a Borough shirt. He obviously wasn't always in at the start of the season. Was that just a case of him coming back and just kind of feeling his way back in after pre-season and all that? And do you feel now he's where you want him?
Yeah, everyone can't play at the same time. That's why we've got the squad, and I've said it all along, just because someone's not in the team for this game or the next game doesn't mean they're discarded or anything like that. We've got to obviously pick teams for certain games or certain times of the season, and at a certain point everyone will have a big part to play. Just to kind of getting the boys up to speed, finding the best form and who's in a good moment, and it comes around at times. Sometimes someone has a really good patch, and then someone else will all of a sudden spark into life a little bit more. As I say, that's why we've got the options we have, and it's up to us obviously to make the right decisions. But Riley's really done really well over the last couple of weeks, and it's good to see. But he's enjoying his football. He's in a good flow and a good rhythm, and obviously scoring goals, which does make a difference in terms of to the the headlines, or if you like, but he always offers us so much anyway when he plays. But yeah, he's delighted as anyone to see the goals going.
Yeah, I bet. And that kind of position he's playing at the minute, kind of coming in off the left-hand side, that does seem to be what suits him the best, because not necessarily under you, but previously he had played more centrally, he played as a 10 a little bit, but is that where you think he's probably most effective at the moment?
He's played a lot for us there. I think he played off the right at times last season, and actually done really well, and does a lot of his work around the box, actually on the right hand side of the box. So he's flexible, he plays across the lines really well, right? He's clever. So I wouldn't pigeon him all in and say that's he's literally his best position, because I think you find he's not always in that for long spells during a game anyway, certainly when we have the ball, and that's his kind of skill and his gift in a way of being quite fluid and elusive. So I wouldn't say that. He has played there quite a bit and it does suit him. So yeah, we'll see where he ends up playing for the rest of the season.
And then just last one for me, I was also just going to ask about Senny, who it kind of says a lot about him probably that I've barely asked you about him so far this season, because Zach was a big part of last season, and when it became clear that he wasn't going to be coming back, it was like, wow, they need a keeper who can go straight in and do it, and it feels like it's been really seamless, which probably says it all for him, doesn't it? That he's just slotted in, and it's like he's been a Borough player all his life.
Yeah, he's done well, Sonny. I think he's getting better all the time in terms of connections with the back four, who's playing in front of him, relationships. I think it's really important. It's not always just to step into a team and carry on as you are. You need to understand who you're playing with, and I think he's improving all the time. He had to make some big saves for us on Saturday, and it's important. He's obviously there for that, but still at times in the season he's going to have to make saves, and he did that for us, which was and come for a couple of crosses which make a big difference. So he's gaining that presence all the time within, and probably that confidence, and you can see that as he's grown, and obviously a big part of the other side of it is with the ball, and with the ball at his feet and setting up the second goal, and all comes from him with his distribution. So yeah, he's obviously has a big part to play for us, and he's grown all the time.
I was just going to ask on that, because it's a bit of a buzz thing with keepers at the minute, but it clearly is important with the way you want your side to play, that you have a keeper who's comfortable with the ball and able to pick a pass and able to do it under pressure. Was that, I presume that was a big thing that you were assessing when you made the choice this summer of who you were going to go for and who it was going to be, that side of it?
Yeah, of course. For us, we feel it's an extra kind of an attacking weapon, if you like, or an extra string to our ball, that to have another player on the pitch who can cope with the ball, is comfortable with the ball, and does give you an extra player in possession. So it's something we believe in, and we like to use. Listen, doesn't have to be played at all costs, but there's certainly the way we want to play is that, and Senny's fitted in, as well as Tom, JJ as well. When they've all played, they can all do that. So yeah, as I said, it goes to the same boys in the other positions. We've got the structure, and we've got the principles that we play in, and we try and stick to that. Whoever plays in whatever strengths and different individuals are within that structure.
You mentioned Josh's kind of frustrating start to the summer there, Michael, obviously with the injury, and on Saturday you mentioned the improvements that he's made, even just since he's got back into training this summer. I mean, how impressed have you been with Josh since you've started working with him this summer?
Yeah, Josh has done well. I don't want to get too carried away. He's done fantastic, Josh. There's a long way to go for him, and we're not putting anything extra on his shoulders that doesn't need to be put on there. I think he's had a couple of really good games within the last week, and you can see him growing, and his belief and his confidence, as well as his movements and his link-up play, and again, similar to was talking about Senny there, and getting to know the boys a little bit better and how we play. So it takes a bit of time, but I'll still be patient with Josh. I'm not expecting miracles off him. I think he's had a really good week, and he'll continue to improve as the season goes on, and he's still at a young age and learning the game. So looking forward to see where it can take him.
Yeah, I mean, it must be great to see when you give a young player a chance like that they do grasp it. Because obviously with young players like that, you put them in, but you can never really know, can you, how they'll deal with the situation, the pressure of it. But to see him deal with it how he has.
Yeah, you never know, and I've said that to you a few times about that, of giving players a chance, and hopefully they take it and they thrive. And Josh has definitely done that over the last week, and he's done that over recent times since he got back fit again. So that's what you hope for. That's what you hope for, and he's definitely done well.
Yeah, and I mean, you obviously watched him a little bit when he was at Bristol Rovers as much as you could. As what you've seen of him more directly and up front now, has he surprised you in any way with how he's gone about things?
I wouldn't say surprised. I think we were hopeful. We knew what type of player Josh was and his strengths and the attributes he had, and he's still growing physically. He's still developing as a man, really, and so there's still more to come from him from that side of things, and certainly technically as well. As he improves and as he trains all the time with the boys and gets to know that side of the game, and I've been pleased with him. Surprised, not so much, because you always hope and you always believe in the players and trust them to do well. So as I said, it just gives us encouragement for moving forwards with Josh and as well as the rest of the players, that they're showing good signs at the moment, and there'll be ups and downs along the way, but we'll all be trying for the right reasons.
Just on the injury front, I noticed on Friday night for the under-21s, obviously we've spoken a lot about Matt, but Anthony made a return and played as well. That must be a big boost to see him back.
Yeah, great. He's been out for about 3 months now. He had a real nasty tackle in pre-season in Portugal, which unfortunately came, well, there's never a good time, but it wasn't a great time for Amp, but he's backing around it now, training with the boys, so getting up to speed. A little bit of catching up to do because he's missed a fair bit, but that'll take a few days and maybe weeks to build him back up. But he's in a good place now.
Yeah, and another player who played in that game on Friday night, Hayden Coulson. Where's he at the minute? How's he doing at the moment?
Yeah, Hayden's fine. He's training with the boys. He's every day, big part of the squad. Just needed a game, really, a bit of a top up. Managing the minutes for the players, so they're all ready, and if and when they need to play. So yeah, Hayden's fine. He's in good shape.
Yeah, and obviously Lewis's injury, it creates a bit of a gap in the team at left back where it has been a bit of an issue so far. But obviously Alex getting injured as well. I mean, are you looking towards people like Lucas or Hayden to kind of step up and try and cement that place?
I don't think anyone has to step up and just be themselves. Be what they are and perform just like anyone else in the team. You just bring the best version of what they are, and boys will get a chance and for them to take it. But there's not over anything, hoping for anything extra from any of them. Just be the best version that you can be, and I don't worry about them at all.